Hi guys, welcome to this page of the notes, and like I said at the beginning of this set of videos, this set of notes, right, you were going to see a lot of parallels between what we did with ratios, fractions in middle school, and what we're doing here with rational expressions. But I told you it'd be a lot more complicated because, well, this is Algebra 2. Well, here we go. What I'm giving you now is we're going to be multiplying and dividing rational expressions, but now those rational expressions will contain polynomials, which means you're going to have to go back to the factoring, right? All those factoring methods we learned way back when in Chapter 4 and Chapter 5, we've been looking at here in this set of notes. Well, here they are now for multiplying and dividing rational expressions. So, let's go ahead and jump right into this, keeping in mind, sometimes you'll need to factor the numerator or the denominator first, then cross-cancel, see what's left. Let's do that. All right, I take a look at the problem that I've given. I recognize it's multiplication, so I'm going to look to cross-cancel first. But before I can cross-cancel, I need to factor. I have a quadratic. It is a general quadratic, a general trinomial, and so we'll just simply try to factor that guy. Let's see what happens. All right, I need to get an x squared. That's the easy bit, x and x. I need to get a -8 and a +2. The slightly trickier bit, but not that bad, a +4 and a -2 would work. A +4 times a -2 is a -8. +4 plus a -2 is the +2. Awesome. In the bottom, once again, I have a quadratic. It is a general trinomial because that 3 is not a perfect square. So let's hope for the best and see what happens. The easy bit, x times x, gets me x squared. The slightly trickier bit, two numbers that multiply to a +3, sum to a +4, actually, not that tricky. A +3. And a +1. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. Fantastic. On the other side, I have 3x plus 3. Immediately you should recognize, hey, factor out that GCF of 3. Leaves me with an x plus 1 all over. In the denominator of an x minus 2, there's nothing I can pull out of that. It's just an x minus 2. But looky there, I can now cross-cancel. I have an x minus 2 up here and x minus 2 down here. That x minus 2 cancels there, leaving me with just a 1. Go the other way. X plus 1, x plus 1. Both of those will just become 1s. And so here's what I have left. I have x plus 4 over x plus 3 times 3, right? That's all that's left, right? I have that 3 left up there. Don't lose it. 3. And in the bottom, nothing but a 1. So we go ahead and get a final answer here. 3 times the quantity x plus 4. I apologize. I should have just left those factors in parentheses. Don't lose your parentheses. So I wind up with 3 times x plus 4 all over x plus 3. And again, restrict the domain. This one's really easy. X cannot be a -3. Right? So like we were doing before, what you'll sometimes have to do is factor first. But once you factor, cross-cancel, multiply numerators, multiply the denominators, you wind up with it in simplest terms. You've already gotten rid of the GCFs, and then just restrict the domain. Let's try another one. This one, though, is going to be division, so my first step would be to flip or multiply by the reciprocal. So let's do that. I'm going to have a plus 2, which, by the way, I cannot factor, over a plus 3, which, by the way, I cannot factor. The division becomes multiplication. And now let's flip the second guy. But you're Algebra 2 students. You guys are smart. We're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only am I going to flip it, I'm also going to look to factor it at the same time. A squared minus 9. Cuckoo, choo. We recognize that as a difference of squares. So it's going to be an a plus 3 and an a minus 3. In the bottom now, right, because I'm flipping this guy, a squared plus a minus 12. Well, that should factor as a general trinomial as well. The easy bit, a times a, gets me a squared. The slightly trickier bit, I need a minus 12, but a positive 1. Well, that would be a plus 4 and a minus 3. Plus 4 and a minus 3. Now we go ahead and cross cancel, but don't forget. Sorry, I lost my parenthesis up there. There we go. I can cross cancel a plus 3, a plus 3. I can't cross cancel anything here, but I have an a minus 3 in the top and a minus 3 in the bottom. Those will cancel top and bottom. Don't forget about that. It will show up. It could happen. So I wind up with an a plus 2 over, well, that has gone away and becomes a 1. So a plus 2 over 1 multiplied by, right, those all cancel, leave me with just a 1 up there, all over an a plus 4. That gives me a final answer of a plus 2 over a plus 4. And now I love this example problem because here's where I get a lot of Algebra 2 students. You take a look at this and you go, hey, I'm going to cancel those a's. And I'm going to reduce the 2 and the 4. And my final answer, a cancels with a. 2 becomes a 1. 4 becomes a 2. My final answer is 1/2. No, not so fast. Remember, when it comes to canceling, you can only cancel numerator to the denominator through multiplication and division. I have addition and addition, right? I cannot cancel through addition or subtraction. Only through multiplication and division, right? The reason that I can cancel a minus 3 and a minus 3 is because those quantities are multiplied here and multiplied here. Because of that product, they'll cancel top and bottom. I don't have a product down here. I have a sum. I cannot cancel through addition. Please do not cancel that a in the top and that a in the bottom, or reduce the 2 and the 4. You cannot do that because of the addition. Same if it were subtraction. If it were an a minus 2 and an a minus 4, you still could not cancel those a's and reduce the 2 and the 4. All right, where a cannot be a minus 4. All right, guys, tons of fun. I love doing these, especially because that factoring that we learned way back when here in Algebra 2 is coming back. I love reviewing things with you. Factoring is one of the most important things we do in Algebra 2, and so the fact that now we're getting a chance to sort of re-hone those skills and practice it again, I love it, I love it, I love it. Head on over to the next page of the notes. We'll try a few more. I'll meet you guys there.